In 1978, a 12-year-old Brooke Shields took on the controversial lead role in Louis Malle's film Pretty Baby, playing a child street worker in early 20th century New Orleans. Critics acclaimed the artistic film, yet also decried it for its exploitative nude scenes featuring the underage star. Over 40 years later, Shields still grapples with her breakout performance that catapulted her to fame but robbed her of innocence. Brooke Shields' rise to fame as a child model and actress. Born in New York City in 1965, Brooke was initially passionate about dance, but was quickly discovered by fashion photographers, captivated by her doll-like features and piercing blue eyes. By the age of 11 months, she had already landed prominent modeling jobs and appeared in numerous advertisements and catalogs. Her mother, Terry, an actress herself, became her manager and fiercely protected her young daughter as she navigated the ruthless industry. Terry also ensured Brooke received a well-rounded childhood, insisting she attend school and participate in activities like Girl Scouts. But it was undeniable that Shields was born to be in front of the camera. When she was only 4, she starred in her first project, an Ivory Snow soap advertisement. More modeling jobs followed for major brands like Band-Aids and Colgate, along with controversial Calvin Klein jeans ads at 15 that heightened her status as an American sweetheart. She made her film debut at age 10, playing a supporting role as a murder victim in Alice, Sweet Alice. While the part was small, it demonstrated Shields' uncanny maturity and poise on screen. Just a year later, she landed a prominent part in 2 network TV movies. Though neither production garnered much acclaim, they became invaluable learning experiences that prepared Shields for major stardom. All of these early accomplishments were stepping stones to her career-defining role as a child prostitute in director Louis Malle's 1978 art house drama Pretty Baby. Against all odds, the 12-year-old Shields enchanted Malle enough to cast her in the provocative lead role as Violet. The 4-month film shoot in New Orleans provided the prestigious break Shields needed to ascend from child model to Hollywood starlet. The making of Pretty Baby and its controversial content. The making of Pretty Baby was undoubtedly a formative experience for the young Brooke, though the film sparked no shortage of controversy. Renowned French director Louis Malle aimed to create a stylized portrait of New Orleans' infamous red light district, Storyville, in 1917. He cast Shields as Violet, a 12-year-old girl growing up in a brothel and subjected to being sexualized and objectified from a heartbreakingly young age. The script called for Shields to appear nude, including scenes of Violet having her virginity auctioned off to the highest bidder. Shields worked grueling hours on set, often enduring 14-hour days in the New Orleans summer heat, while wearing restrictive period costumes. She spent lengthy stretches posing for photographer E.J. Belloc, played by Keith Carradine, who became enchanted by Violet's youth and beauty. The filming process pushed Shields to grow up fast, grappling with mature themes concerning her burgeoning womanhood. Yet Shields maintains she was shielded from any distress and never felt exploited on set. She praises Malle for his vision and professionalism, as well as the kindness of her co-stars, who made her feel safe, especially Carradine. In one pivotal scene, he had to teach Shields, who had never been kissed before, how to fake a movie-style kiss. Carradine gently reassured the flustered actress that their kiss wouldn't count, putting her at ease. Still, the questionable ethics of a child actor simulating sexual scenarios disturbed many. Rumors abounded that Shields' mother had started bar fights and made enemies on set for pushing her daughter too hard. Though Terry remained stalwart in her belief in the film's artistry, the public wouldn't be so discerning upon Pretty Baby's release. Nonetheless, Shields emerged from the 4-month shoot proud of her performance, feeling she'd been part of something profound. The close bonds she formed on set brought the young star both joy and heartache. Public outrage. The release of Pretty Baby sparked a firestorm of public outrage and censorship campaigns targeting the sexualization of child star Brooke Shields. When the film premiered in 1978, Media Frenzy cast the movie as sordid kiddie porn. A People magazine cover screamed, "Brooke Shields, 12, stirs furor over child porn." Critics accused the director of being a pedophile, exploiting Shields. Rumors swirled that graphic nude scenes were cut from the final film. The controversy only escalated when Pretty Baby screened at the Cannes Film Festival. Shields had to be shielded from crowds, as one angry onlooker even tried to cut off her hair before being restrained. The hostile atmosphere thoroughly traumatized the young star, who despised the festival's tawdry spectacle. Given the film's provocative reputation, various regions instituted bans to prevent the supposed corruption of youth morality. Canada initially prohibited showings nationwide. The film faced suppression across whole provinces, with Ontario only repealing its ban in 1995 after years of activism to permit screenings. Grassroots groups like the Canadian Civil Liberties Union rallied around Pretty Baby as a free speech cause, demanding that adults should have the right to judge its merits for themselves. Yet detractors dismissed these efforts as legitimizing pedophilia. South Africa also banned Pretty Baby for years under apartheid, but screenings underground still took place. Censors ordered edits to the original cut, such as trimming sequences of Shields' nude. Outrage persisted over the sexual nature of scenes between Shields and her adult male co-stars. Critics asked whether the artistic goal of confronting societal ills justified the film's troubling means. Her perspective looking back. Over 4 decades later, Brooke still holds complicated feelings towards the movie. While she cherishes it as a meaningful work of art, she also recognizes its problematic elements through the lens of today. She remains immensely proud of Pretty Baby, calling it the most creative project she's ever been a part of. She praises the skill and vision behind the film, seeing it as an elegant examination of lost innocence. Shields believes her unpolished performance worked for the role precisely because she could organically convey Violet's transition from naivete to maturity. At the same time, Shields understands that remaking such a film now would be unthinkable. As a mother, she would never let her own daughter take on a role like Violet, acknowledging the vastly different environment today surrounding exploitation. She realizes no matter how tastefully done, Pretty Baby unavoidably sensationalized and sexualized her prepubescent image. Still, she stops short of renouncing the film, holding a nuanced perspective of her breakout role. She underscores how meaningful art often emerges from pushing boundaries and forcing audiences to confront discomfort. Above all, the intense experience gave Shields insight into the emotional toll of precocious child stardom. From forming an on-set family and then having it dissolve once filming ended shattered her at the fragile age of 12. The developmental impact led to her temporarily withdrawing from acting, wary of opening herself to that level of heartache again. Now it's time to hear from you. Do you think Brooke Shields should not have taken that role? Let us know in the comments section below.